Hi everyone, and welcome to Chinese New Year month. Thank God, because this time of year is so freaking dry of holidays. We've gone through Christmas, we've gone through New Year, the sparkles have blown, the ball is dropped, and now we're sad and cold. What better way to celebrate Chinese New Year than with buns? Dun 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 dun. In particular, soup dumplings. I've gotten keen and fond of doing some deep Reddit research and online community tramping and identified a couple of soup dumpling places in terms of quality, sexiness, and also just unique vibe. In our hunt for the best soup dumpling in Boston, first we're in the neighborhood of Brookline, KUNGFU Kitchen. We're gonna slurp some soup, eat some pork, and be happy. I'll see you inside. I don't feel very embraced by the weather outside right now. So what is better than a hot, piping, steaming, juicy, squirty little bite of the cutest little dumpling, soup dumpling, xiaolongbao. I have not had a good soup dumpling for years. I don't know why all the cravings I have never put me in proximity to a good, hearty, mind-blowing soup dumpling. Google reviews are not everything, but I will say for these restaurants that I vlog at, especially like authentic regional Chinese cuisine restaurants, a really good job. Like you've done mouth-watering presentation, brilliant chefs. You get like a 4.5 in Boston. This place, 400 plus reviews on Google, whopping 4.8. And I finally get to vlog with you guys an experience of their soup dumplings. Surface level, this is a very familiar sight. However, I'm immediately noticing so much more artistically hand-twisted wrinkles. This is julienne ginger. There's nothing like a good julienne slab of ginger. Take from the middle, always take from the middle. Look at how that picks up. Oh, that's gorgeous. This little guy is super thin, exactly what you want. Marvelously inhabiting this entire large spoon. Top the little top. The little hat. That's a good hat. That is a juicy xiaolongbao. It's got that proper dumpling flavor. In Chinese, we call it zheng, righteous flavor. Upright, proper, mouth feel, heart feel, mind feel, all the feels. You're supposed to suck the juice. I was too excited. Okay, well, let's not forget to suck all the juice. I could drink that juice all day. This is it. Step 3, do not skip step 2. It makes a difference when you're not choking because you forgot to suck the top portion of the juice out. This is just the right amount of juicy, saturated, steamed, holistic porkness. If you want to know what every xiaolongbao wants to taste like, this is it. And it's also sexy. You can just be amazing at your life and also sexy. Why do you have to choose? One of their specialties is also Lanzhou stir-fried hand-cut noodles. Excited to try that dish as well. There's a deep well of everything in here. Look at this, amazing volume. I'm gonna sprinkle some of this. Squeezing lemon over freshly made noodles is always the right move. This noodle is so organic. Shaved consistency all the way down the river in the waterfall. It's a really good noodle. Everything else tastes amazing, but this noodle is a showstopper. This is a really, really chewy noodle. I feel embraced by this noodle here. Not the weather. This is doing it for me. There's a big old piece of beautifully marbled marinated beef up here. That beef is in steep competition with that noodle. Can't appreciate the fullness of all that beef is until you eat it as like a solo act. That is some serious flavor. Wow. I think I'm gonna break into this egg. I'm just gonna eat it like this, like a monster. This is also very upright, very proper. I would order this just to eat that tea egg. That's a good tea egg. Very impressive. So much that they've packed into this plate of food. So many hearty ingredients, lots of different textures. I could see myself living off this food. If I was tired and alone and hungry, and that's how I feel walking outside, honestly, in the winter. I feel alone and trapped and like helpless. has helped me. The fact that they do soup dumplings and this so well, at least two things that you can reliably dream about, depend on, come here for, crave, and satisfy is like, thumbs up, this is a 4.8. I agree. Normally, by my own volition, I actually don't eat dessert. When people come to me and tell me or ask me like, do you want dessert? I'm always like, what? Unless I'm very heavily influenced by good reviews. And I was really heavily influenced by this good review because the taro puffs here are supposed to be phenomenal. Looks and smells amazing. Wait a second. This taro texture feels so righteous, creamy and flavorful like I've never had a taro before. I've really jumped on the ube train the past few years because, I don't know, ube just sounds cuter. It sounds like a little like stuffed animal friend that like dances with you and like accompanies you in the hard points of your life. When you get a good taro flavor like bubble tea or this, it goes right up there with ube. Every purple thing I eat, I want it to taste like this. That center ooey gooey part, so satisfyingly fresh and hot. I would lick that, I would scrape that, I would put that in my rice. Usually when it looks sexy, I get a little bit anxious, but it's good and sexy. I'm excited for this neighborhood. Nothing but good tidings and joy, and a happy Chinese New Year to Brookline. Next stop, more soup dumplings. I'll see you there. We are at our next soup dumpling spot. This place is really unexpected. Seeing how it all connects, walking into this entire supermarket as an experiential. They have so many different stalls here. It's like so unsuspecting in the center next to the cash registers. It's not like insane where you hear the sound of fish slapping and women yelling at each other lovingly because they're competing in capitalism. It's actually really calm for an Asian supermarket. So that's kind of new for me. I kind of feel a stilling silence here. What is that? It's insulated in this nice ambient glass where you kind of have the illusion of sitting next to the window in a hole-in-the-wall restaurant, but you also kind of realize that they're selling durian next door and that it's still winter, it's kind of cold. Gotta power myself up. I gotta like be that calm cat. What do I know about this place? It's highly reviewed. A sweet and rare breed of Pokemon in 4.8 rating level excellence on Google. Again, you don't judge a book by its Google rating, but impressed. Today we ordered two of their signature dishes. The lady behind the counter told us that in addition to the soup dumpling, we should be ordering a wonton soup, a signature special, and also regional special. We got Central China on the brain. This is flour capital, meat capital region. So we have to be eating dumplings, dumplings, dumplings everywhere. Luscious, luscious broth. Oh, that oily film on top, that glazed look is like portrait mode, guys. Natural portrait mode. All right, let's take our first sip of the broth. Oh, that smells so pleasant. It's like the fragrance of vegetables when you like vegetables. Y'all, this broth is winning. When I think of the soup, you know, it's like very plain, refreshing, herbal, but this, it's infused. Interesting. This is a rotund one here. Steaming, piping hot. Exactly what you want. Just gonna slurp it. That's meaty, it's satiating. I feel embraced again. There's a nice pepperiness. It might be white pepper. Very strong. In Chinese, it's like, yo, it's here. Ooh, ooh. I feel picked up by muscles. Muscles of vegetables. Healthy things. The texture is great. There's much more going on in your average bowl of wonton soup. This is incredible. #1 wonton soup, probably in my lifetime. Oh yeah. The item of focus. I love the little hats here. Feels like Chinese New Year. Got that fortune on top. Simple, minimalistic dipping sauce. I heard that this is real crab roe, made from fresh roe. It feels like a little bag of gold, a lot heartier. It's just so oily in the most organic way. How do they do that? The skin is a little bit thicker here, but the soup, if you look at the soup, if you taste the soup, if you smell the soup, so soupy, so rich, and it's not too crabby. I feel like that crab sneaks in there. He does this little like backwards crawl, Geronimo's into the pork, and he makes it better. I feel like it's better than the last one. Also, that sauce is amazing. It is tart to the most idealist degree. It doesn't look like much. It looks like some lady threw really, really nice sauce into a container and added ginger to it, but it is everything. Excellent soup dumpling. I'm a noodle girl. I'm a pappardelle ragu girl. It sounds kind of basic, does it? I don't know. I've never considered myself a meat girl. The one who is behind the camera on this side is a meat guy. He's a meat man. He's a meat child. But for me, I would never associate myself primarily in my food identity with the word meat, especially like pigs and pork. I make an exception for holidays like Chinese New Year. I do a lot of homemade dumplings. I love the communal festive stuff. I love hot pot. Hot pot necessitates meat. They're thin little slices that make me feel like little blankets just gracing your life for a minute, very fleeting, very effervescent. And then you just stuff yourself with the vegetables and the next day it all goes away. This meat makes me feel like a meat girl. I didn't worry about if I had any vegetable intake today, and it's all fine. Everything is actually okay. I can eat this and put a period on my life, and I would go to bed, and I would dream about soup, and it would be great. I think that's a win. We have emerged from our raving, raging, competitive consideration, and we have arrived at a conclusion. By a margin, Shanghai soup dumplings takes the cake, or rather, the soup, the slurp. The soup in that dumpling, amazing. Flavorful, umami, peppery, and the crab roe integration was truly the festive Chinese New Year hat on top. It felt like a red pocket in my mouth. The lady was so nice. She actually came up to us after our meal, shared a little bit about her own story and how her mom was kind of an entrepreneur who left her job at a restaurant cooking other people's food to start her own thing. And she's continued the legacy. The fact that they've really held on to their tradition, their roots, means a lot. That being said, I think that KUNGFU Kitchen is a gem. The star for KUNGFU Kitchen is, again, that skin, so illegally, beautifully soft. And the fact that they have other amazing offerings, game-changing. There's a million things that I feel like I would go back and try, and the ambiance is like poppin'. Go visit both. You see the little red hue in my hair? My hair is trying to tell you, Happy Chinese New Year. As long as you eat yummy soup wrapped with amazing dough with people who like you, that you love, you'll be just fine. I'm excited to see you in the next video, but for now, thanks and bye.